Hey guys, Ray from Love You RV and Boat. So just a little update on the boat. There's Ann up there. So I haven't done too much updates because we're doing a lot of stuff we've already done before, so just be repeating the videos. But I thought I'd let you know some of the updates we're going to do this year. We're going to launch in a couple of weeks. I think May 16th is our launch day. It's just the end of April now. One thing I found on the bow thruster worked fine last year. I had put in that lithium bank to test out. But when I was spinning the props this year, I noticed that one is super squeaky, and there's no squeak here. So I took it apart, and they have sort of a seal in there, and it looked pretty bad. So I've ordered new seals for it, and also new zincs. But when I was talking to the company, they offered to send out their new 24-volt motor for me to test out. They're quite interested in my lithium setup because they're thinking of doing that themselves, come up with a lithium package. Anyway, that'll unclamp from here, and I'll have to kind of rearrange my battery system in there instead of parallel to go series. So that'll be a fun thing to test out this summer. Let's go back here. Anne's busy redoing as much teak as she can while we're getting good sun. Just does whatever she can on the hard. Take you into the storage room, show you a few other things. Lots of projects going on in here. I've got these new shadow flux panels. They are a 195 watts. They're going to replace the 100 watt panels I had there. So to get some new flat bar to go across them and hook them up so that they can mount onto the rails. It's going to be a new 8-foot VHF radio antenna. We just had a 4-foot, so that should help out. Yeah, you can see this is the panel holders. That way we can have them flat or turn them vertical, kind of stow them if we want. So all that has to be put on the new panels. Also going to have this, I'm reviewing this thing called Tank. It's a portable 12-volt winch in a suitcase, so it could be very handy on the boat. I'm always afraid that the windlass is going to stop working, and then we'll have to retrieve 30 meters of chain and that big anchor. And they have a manual way of lifting, but it's really hard, so it'd be nice to have a portable winch to aid in that if for some reason I do have to retrieve the anchor. And here's the windlass. Been working on it, so took it all apart. I don't think it's been apart for a while, and it was quite dirty and grimy. I'll have a video on this, but basically kind of overhauling it and going to re-grease everything. And in the meantime, Anne's going to, on the boat, redo all the teak on the front of the boat where the windlass lives. There's some teak benches that are there. Right there, so she's refinishing all that, and then the anchor, Samson post, etc. She'll redo that, so it'll be all prettied up and working good. De-winterized our little dinghy kicker here. It's a little 6-horse Yamaha, and this year I got to do the gear oil in the bottom and replace a zinc anode at the bottom of that. But I fired it up, everything works good, didn't take too many pulls. Got ourselves a spare prop this year. Also, Anne got herself a new handheld VHF radio, so when we're off in the dinghy, we'll have a really good handheld radio with us as well for safety. Oh, and Anne reminded me of another little upgrade I have to do. We're going to put in a high water bilge alarm Johnson pump. 90 dB alarm and warning light. So if your bilge pumps fail and the water gets too high, this thing will alert you that better watch out, you're going to sink soon. Let's go up in the boat, show you a few more things that we're working on. I took the dinghy down because Anne's going to do another sand and refinish of the swim platform. She kind of did it last year and it looked pretty good, so she's going to try to get a couple more coats on, and I can clean up the dinghy while I'm down there. Let's go up top here. Yeah, she sanded down a bunch of the teak up here. See some of the stuff up here she's going to redo. And then I'm installing the new solar panels up here that I was talking about down there. They go on these rails and they tilt up. But not too much to do up here. Show you at the front, that's where most of the upgrades and maintenance is taking place, and it's taped off and got one coat on a bunch of stuff up here. And this is where the windlass goes, so it fits through here and into this box. The wiring, that'll be good to have that all cleaned up. Take a look inside. So lots going on in here. Right in the midst of doing some engine work. The oil's fresh because we changed the oil before we put it away for the winter. But this year I'm going to put a new fan belt on it and drain and replace the coolant in it. I've already dewinterized it, flushed out the raw seawater. See, I run some fresh water through the system. I've also replaced the zincs on the heat exchanger back there, so stuff I've done before. Replacing the fan belt's kind of a new thing I haven't done. I have to kind of, the way this one works, the fan belt is behind all these hoses, so you have to undo the coolant to change the fan belt. So what people do is they'll zip tie a spare already ready to go, and then if you break a fan belt, you can easily put a new one on. So I'm going to keep doing that too. Also changed the window wipers. We just had the one wiper there, and it was starting to wear out, so we replaced the wiper. They're real old school wipers, stainless steel, so quite expensive. I think it was like 35 bucks for that one. This wiper wasn't even there, but I noticed the motor was there and it turned, so we bought a new hookup and wiper for that. So pretty costly, but you know, when you're down here driving on the lower helm, and the reason you're down here is usually it's raining really hard, so it'd be nice for Ann to have two working wipers. And also, there's the zincs that I got for the heat exchanger. The old ones weren't too bad. Eaten away, which means they're doing their job, but not too badly eaten away for about 150 hours of running. Another mod I want to do is with this oil drain plug on the fuel injection, mechanical fuel injection pump. You have to change the little oil reservoir in it about 12 ounces every 50 to 100 hours. And it's an aluminum body, so you're taking this and screwing it in and out, so there's always a chance of cross-threading it. So what I want to do is put a permanent one in there, and then with a little barbed connection I can hook up a hose and a valve and feed it out a little bit and make the oil change a little easier. I went to a local place that has hydraulic parts, so it's a very fine thread that they use in hydraulic fittings. So a little mod that I'll be doing, because it's difficult to get at that too. It's a really cramped spot above my raw seawater pump, so it was a real pain to drain the oil. This should help me out. And our Nova Cool fridge, this little thing had snapped. I was able to find one at a local marine store and get it shipped to me, so that's kind of nice. We've got our latch working again. It also has a second latch for underway, so we were having to use that. Now we got the working latch. It's a pretty good little fridge. Works on AC and DC. Doesn't use too much energy. Gonna freshen up the paint on our line, the markings, let us know how far the anchor's out. I think I'm gonna put new shackles. I got a couple new shackles for this too. They look a little rusted out. And it's got more work on this side. Today she's been painting the tow rails. Up there is where my solar panel is going to be mounted when we're at anchor like last year. But this year I've got a 450 watt one from a different company called Zope W. There she is. Hard at work. Master sander and painter.
Yep.
Going to be a teak expert pretty soon.
Pretty soon I will have made all the mistakes and I'll know everything.
Till next time, Ray and Ann from Love the RV and Boat. Cheers, guys.